When you look closely at the Bellroy Transit, you can immediately see they put a lot of attention into the details on this pack. From beautiful interior lining fabrics to premium hardware and durable external materials. Combine this with a minimalist aesthetic, functional organization, and you've got a bag that comes in at the top of my list of best travel backpacks. Bellroy makes two sizes of the Transit backpack. I have the smaller 28-liter version here. The listed dimensions of about 21 by 14 by 7.5 or 53, 36, 19 centimeters is fairly accurate. However, it can be a little bit smaller depending on how you pack this bag. This is going to work as a carry-on for most airlines. However, the length is a little long to fit in an 18 by 14 by 8 sizer box. I have it way underpacked here just to show you. It's definitely too long to fit in here, but when this thing is like half full, you can squish it down, but it's not going to fit if it's full. The listed capacity on the Transit is 28 liters, but to test that, I'll fill the bag with packing peanuts and then transfer it over here into my marked container. Okay, this is the bag fully packed. I didn't put anything in these exterior pockets because, as I'll show you later, all the pockets on this bag kind of compete with volume. So just filling the main container is going to take up all the space in these pockets. I was able to very easily fit 28 liters in. Actually got a little bit more in there. So realistically, if you pack this thing nice and full, you can get about 30 liters in it. Bellroy is known for using premium materials in their gear, and the Transit follows this model by using high quality fabrics and hardware. They offer several uncommon fabric options on the Transit, and the one that you get is going to depend on the color that you choose. For example, the dark sky color that I have here uses a fabric developed by Bellroy called Baida Ripstop. It's a midweight nylon fabric. It combines the durability of nylon with the abrasion and tear resistance of this ripstop. It has what they call a crinkle finish. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but it has a very rough texture and a very matte finish that I think looks great. If you compare that to other fabrics like this kind of standard thick weave nylon over here in the Tom Talk bag or the Tortuga X Pack, you can see this fabric is way less shiny. The other colors use slightly different fabrics. Standard non-crinkle nylon for the black color. The Ranger Green is made from a crinkle Baida nylon, but without the ripstop. Fabric that really reminds me of the fabric on the Ergo Pack 2. The zippers on the Transit are a medium-sized number 8 YKK. They're a little bit stiff with this water-resistant Aquaguard, and they have a very nice leather pull tabs. These aren't locking zippers, but again, you can always lock the zipper bolts together very easily with a Nightsky micro lock. Gives you decent low-key security. Now looking at the exterior components on the Transit backpack, it's a very sleek, minimalist aesthetic with a lot more organization than it appears to have. Top pocket, laptop compartment, front admin panel, and 2 side hidden pockets. This top slash pocket here is wide, but it's actually really small. Can't really fit much more in here except for maybe a pair of sunglasses and an external battery pack, which makes this large front panel very useful. This pocket takes up almost the entire volume on the front of the bag, goes down to about here, and there's only 2 dividers in here, a couple pencil sleeves, one little divider here, and a little key leash. So great place for maybe a thin organizer. There's 2 side pockets on the Transit. Can't see them from the front, really even from the side. They're accessed from the back with these hidden pockets. And despite the fact that you can't see them, the volume on these is actually quite large, taking up entire space in the side panel. These pockets can hold a ton of gear. One of those slim water bottles really easily fits in here. You can fit a larger 1-liter Nalgene, but because the zipper opening is kind of thin, it's a little bit trickier to get it in there. You can see a fabric flap here that allows this pocket to expand out of the bag a little bit, but if you look at it from the side here, you can see that the volume is pretty evenly split between the outside and the interior of the pack. Now coming around to the carry system, again, a very simple design here, non-stowable shoulder straps and just 1 top carry handle. Despite being thinner, I found these straps to be very comfortable, soft, squishy, closed cell foam, breathable mesh backing here, attached to the bag with these very thick, durable seatbelt style webbing. The sternum strap works great, magnetic buckle here. However, this attachment system, I didn't find this to be the best. It uses this railing system to slide up and down. This works great. It's very common on bags like Osprey and Air use these a lot. However, they generally have some sort of stopper from preventing you from just sliding this thing off the pack. These don't have a railing, so they're fairly easy to just pop off. Not incredibly difficult to get them back on the bag. However, I had these pop off when I was boarding an airplane once, which isn't very convenient. The back padding, however, works great. Two very thick, ridged panels here with a large air ventilation channel down the middle. One design choice that I don't understand is a lack of luggage pass-through sleeve here. They have one on the larger 38-liter model. This is virtually the same design back here. They could have easily put a pass-through sleeve right here in the middle, but they chose not to on the smaller bag. Now moving to the interior organization on the Transit backpack. Large lay flat panel, opening up to a big main compartment. Very simple, easy to pack design. Two pockets on the lid side, smaller one on the top, large one takes up the full panel. These are incredibly stretchy and you can really just fit a ton of gear in these pockets. I wanted to contrast this style with something like the Evergood Civil Travel bag where all the pockets have their own volume. You can see from the side view this top panel on the CTB is very thick, meaning everything you put in the top part is not going to compete with volume from the main section. This Transit lid is not thick, which means that although you can fit a lot of gear into these stretchy pockets, anything you put in here is going to compete with volume, take away space from the main compartment. And from the inside of the bag, you get a really good look at the laptop compartment, top access zipper here. It actually looks like a separate compartment, but really it's more like a sleeve that's permanently sewn in the inside of the pack with a dedicated external zipper. It's well protected, fuzzy line on both sides. There's a firm panel on both sides as well as that additional back padding here. Hold up to a 16-inch laptop, holds my 15.5-inch Dell really good, and it has a very large false bottom coming down to around here. You can see there's another slash pocket on the inside of the laptop compartment. This thing's actually larger than this other one, which essentially gives you two top slash pockets with this bag. Because of the competition on space from all the external and internal pockets on the Transit, the packing style is going to be completely different than the bag that I showed you earlier, like the Evergood CTB, where all the pockets have their own volume. This bag has external pockets that stick out from the bag, has top slash pockets, and then these internal kind of packing cube pockets. It means you can pack all these things full, and it's really not going to take up any room from the main compartment. Contrast that with the design on the Transit, where almost all of these pockets are going to be competing with space for each other. This doesn't mean this bag is going to hold any less volume. It just means that you need to be aware of where you're putting your gear when you're packing the bag. To show you what I mean, when the bag is empty, you have almost the full volume on the pack just in this one compartment. Remember when I filled the bag with packing peanuts earlier? I didn't have anything in any of these other side pockets, and I was actually able to get 30 liters of peanuts just in this compartment. There's lots of room in here. Fully packed 12 by 12 packing cube, extra pair of sandals I have wrapped in a scrub bag, day pack, and toiletry kit, and enough room on top for a light jacket. However, as I start packing these pockets, sunglasses, top slash pocket, I'll put a travel towel and some chargers in this other laptop pocket. I'll put my Matador day pack in one of the side pockets and that big water bottle in the other one. And then I use these top pockets kind of like packing cubes, stuff them full of some of my extra clothes. So now you can see the volume on the inside of this bag is way smaller. Don't have nearly as much room in here. All these pockets are eating into this main compartment. The lid here is going to be taking up space from the top, and I no longer have room for my full 12 by 12 packing cube. I'm going to have to use something much smaller. I just packed this thing up with the rest of my gear so you can see what it looks like fully packed. Just weighed it. It's only about 5.2 kilograms or 11.2 pounds. And despite the straps being relatively thin, this bag is comfortable, sits well on my shoulders, on my back. I think it also looks great. It doesn't look like you're carrying around a bunch of travel gear. It just kind of looks like a regular backpack. In summary, the Transit backpack is a very well-made, great-looking bag. It keeps a minimalist aesthetic while also having a good amount of pockets and organization. To keep this sleek exterior, Bellroy went with a design where all the pockets kind of compete with space for each other. I don't think this is really either a good or a bad setup, just a design you need to be aware of when you're packing the bag. My only cons with this bag are a sternum strap that pops off relatively easily and a lack of a luggage pass-through sleeve here where it's really easy to just pop one on. However, I think these are pretty minor criticisms on a pack that does almost everything else right. I hope you enjoyed this review on the 28-liter Bellroy Transit backpack. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.